circle in between your hands and try to have all the fingers reaching straight forward. Gently press your hands against the circle and try to broaden out the shoulders. Now take a breath in, reaching your arms all the way up. As you exhale, bring the circle down and round into your upper back. Breathing in. Try to aim your chest bone up to the circle. As you move your hands forward, curl into your spine, pull the belly button in deeper. We do a few more of these. One more time just to come up to the top and feel the elbows lengthen, but at the same time the shoulders sink down. Now give yourself a nice stretch over to one side. Come back to the middle and now stretch over the other way. Come back to the middle, again stretching over. One more time going to this side. We change it a little bit. Bend to the side, pull the circle down to your knee, roll through to the other side and now come up that way. We reverse the movement, so bend to the side, folding forward, rolling through and lifting up on the other side. Again, switching sides. The entire time you want to keep your belly button close to your spine and try to increase the movement through the upper back. So you want to feel like your rib cage is actually stretching and moving. Last one. Bring the circle in front of your chest. One hand push forward, the other hand pulls back, and we do this along with the breathing. So take a breath out, and as you exhale, gently twist the body and stretch out the arms. Breathe in to release again. One more time this way. And now just turn your circle around, switching your hands and breathing out. From here, hold the circle in front of your chest bone, both hands on the handles, fingers reaching forward, and imagine your collarbones could become broader in the circle. Now as you breathe out, squeeze your palms into the circle. Try to keep your elbows straight again, squeezing in. Try to keep the spine tall, pubic bone connected with your belly button. One more time, squeeze, but now push your hands in, push your elbows out, and try to get the circle all the way against your chest. Try to keep those shoulders broad, and now reach your arms forward. We do that 4 more times. Keep the circle this close. Try to broaden your collarbones a bit more. And now just with your hands, squeezing in 1. Push those elbows out wider. Reach your arms to the front. Good. Now let's start with the one hand on the circle, the other end of the circle against your hip. You want to keep the length in your collarbone. And now squeeze. You want to feel some muscles in the inside of your arm and on the side working to do this. Maybe if you're lucky, you'll feel some shoulder blade muscles working along. But you want to focus on keeping collarbone broad. Make sure to hold on with your tummy so your body stays steady. Now the last one, hold it there. Deeper pulses. Hold it here as tight as you can. And slowly release. Grab hold of it. Place the handle on the opposite shoulder. This hand can go on your hip, and I feel like you lift your shoulder into the handle. The top elbow is visible just in the corner of your eye, and I'll press down on the circle. Keep pushing down, deeper pulses. Press down to hold. And slowly release. Take the circle all the way to the back. Still keeping both hands on the circle, fingers reaching forward, elbows stay straight. Collarbones remain broad and are squeezing to the circle. So if you don't bend your elbows and it feels like you're not moving an inch, that is perfect. Squeeze to hold, and now try to lift your hands up higher and bring them down to the start. Again, lifting. Remember to keep the spine tall, tummy muscles stay strong. And now we just switch the hands. So now the other hand starts with the circle against the hip. Arm stays extended and focus on the inner arm and side muscles squeezing in. Squeeze to hold it. Broaden those collarbones, small pulses. Now squeeze to hold. Keep the shoulders broad, elbow long. Take the circle all the way up overhead. Both hands on the handles. Collarbones remain broad, elbows stay long, and from there try to squeeze. As you move, make sure your shoulder blades stay far away from your neck and ears. Keep the elbows straight. Hold onto the circle and now pull it down. Imagine placing a hat on top of your head. Just push your hands back up to the top. As your hands come down, feel the elbows stretch out wider, collarbones remain broad, shoulder blades go out wide. And one more time, keeping this close, broaden the shoulders, push the elbows a bit wider apart, and our small squeezes. You should feel those shoulder blade muscles burning quite a bit by now. Reach your arms all the way up. Bring your hands forward. Drop the chin down to the chest, and the entire body can just sink down. Feel like gravity pulls you a bit further. As you exhale, roll the spine back to a stand. Arms reaching forward, lifting up. Aim your chest bone to the circle. Move it forwards, folding down, and just feel like you sink. From here, you can take a step inside of the circle, put it up and place the handles just above the kneecaps. Now you might need to move the feet a bit wider apart. You want some resistance on the handles, and you can come up to the top. Alright, now make sure your tummy muscles wrap tight around you. You're just going to sit down in like a squat, keeping both feet equally heavy, equal resistance on both legs, and straighten out. Try to keep all your toes equally heavy as you move. Check in with those ankles. You want to make sure that they remain square with one another. So you don't want to feel them falling in and pushing out. Make sure your toes still aim straight ahead. We hold it here. You can cross the arms. Now with your knees push into the circle. You can straighten it out. Good. We move the circles to slightly below the knees. Still keeping feet parallel, toes pointing forward. We go through the same motion. Checking the ankle alignment. Weight over the toes. Make sure your tummy is still wrapped tightly around you. Again, we hold, cross the arms, knees push into the circle. And straighten out. One more time, moving the circle down, all the way to just above the ankles. So again, moving your feet so you've got some resistance on the circle. And we go through the same motion. Holding it here, crossing the arms, and now you want to keep the height of your hips the same. Lift your heels high, lower your heels down. Again, lifting up. And straighten out. You can reach your arms up high. And now pull the elbows to the back of your hips. Arms sink. Roll the body all the way down. Move your feet a little bit closer together. Taking a step out, we start with a circle in between the knees. Again, starting slightly higher than the kneecaps. Finding a comfy spot and then straighten out. Repeating the entire sequence. Cross the arms, squeeze the knees. Straighten out. Good. Move the circle down to just below the knees. And here we go. holding it. Cross the arms and squeeze it. And you can straighten out. One more time, moving the circle down. In between the ankles. Coming up, the last round of the squats. Checking your ankle alignment, check the weight placement over your toes. One more time to hold. Cross the arms. Again, tummy holding tight, glutes holding tight. Lift your heels. Straighten out the legs. You're going to move the circle and come down to your mat. For now, we're going to keep the knees bent. You can lie down on your back. Alright, we're going to have the circle in one hand. Other hand goes behind your head. And now as you breathe out, come up into a lift, pushing the handle down to the floor and see how much you can squash the circle. Grab hold and lower down. As you move, you want to make sure you keep both hips equally heavy. Try to keep a small imprint with your back into the mat. Stay up at the top, and now just with your hand pulse into the circle. Try to lift a little higher up, grab your circle, you reach it up to the ceiling and hold. And as you breathe out, sink all the way down and switch arms. Breathe out to come up into your lift and press down into the circle. Lower back down. Just with your hand pulse down. Try to lift a bit higher. Reach your arm up to the ceiling and hold. And exhale, sink the body down. Place the circle in between your knees. Try to keep your feet together. If your feet don't touch, that's okay. You can keep them parallel with one another. If they can't touch, try to do so, and just remember to keep your inner thighs squeezing a bit into the circle. Interlace the fingers, hands go behind your head. And as you exhale, come up into a lift. Now, if you feel lower back or neck, rather keep the head down. Now, keeping your pelvis and low back steady. See how far down your toes can go. Breathing out to lift the legs back to the top. If you feel some clicks and clunks in your hips, Rather squeeze those knees into the circle just a little bit more. Take hold of the circle, place it in between the ankles. Hands go back behind the head and take a deep breath. As you exhale, sink the bottom ribs, lift the head and chest up. Straighten out both legs, pull the knees in. As you turn your upper body to one side, straighten the legs, body comes to the middle, pull the knees in, turn to the other side. Back to the middle, you can pull your knees into your chest. Flex your feet. Straighten the legs up to the ceiling. The hands come down, legs to your sides. You want to keep your shoulders and neck heavy and relaxed on the floor. With the lower tummy muscles, scoop, lifting your hips up a little bit. And you can pull your knees back to your body. From here, lower your feet down, place the circle in between the knees. Try to keep your feet in line with your hips. Hands come down, shoulder blades, neck stays relaxed, and everything just feels like it's pushing down into the floor. As you exhale, curl pubic bone to the ceiling. One by one, allow the vertebra to lift up to the top. Focus on opening up the front of the hip bones, keeping the ribs and chest heavy. And now exhale, squeeze the circle. Roll back down. Now lift your legs up, take the circle from the legs. Feet comes down, but keep squeezing your knees together. As you breathe in, take your arms overhead. As you breathe out, roll the spine to the top, pulling the circle towards your hips. Breathe in, and as you exhale, sink the vertebra down. Keep your knees together, reaching your arms all the way back. Lift one leg to a tabletop. Place one handle over that foot. Both hands can hold on to the other side. Press into the circle. Curl the head and chest up to a lift and roll yourself up to a seated position. Flex your foot, flatten out the back. Aim your chest bone up to where wall and ceiling comes together. Breathing out to curl into your spine and slowly make your way down. Make sure both sides of the body sink down at the same time. We switch the legs now. From here, you can take the circle off your foot, sit with your feet a bit wider than shoulder width apart. One handle goes on the floor, both hands on the top one. Try to straighten out the legs. Make your collarbones broader than the circle. As you exhale, chin goes down to your chest and feel the spine trying to stretch over the circle. Roll back to the start. See if you can get more vertebra to move forward, keeping your shoulders broad. So as soon as you start to do too much, the circle will move. So you don't want to press with your arms. You want to stretch your spine. Change it a bit now. Both hands holding onto the handles. Aim your chest bone over the top of the circle. Keep your shoulders broad. Now lift your arms up overhead. Bring the circle down. Again, lifting your arms. Keep your back straight. Keep the tummy muscles strong. Try to straighten out the legs without arching your back. Flex your feet. You can bring the circle down round your back and give yourself a nice big stretch. From here, we're going to place the circle in between the ankles so you can lie on your side. Bottom arm stays extended. Both legs nice and stretched out, slightly in front of your body. One finger can stand on the floor in front of you. This finger is not a lifeline, not a life support, it's just there to help you balance. Feel the tummy muscles holding your balance for you. Make sure both legs squeeze into the circle already. And now breathe out to lift your legs up high. If this feels fine, you can place this hand on the top side. Lift up to hold it there. Hold your balance. Wrap the tongue tight. The bottom leg rolls back. The top leg rolls forward. Don't lose the circle. And switch. Both feet back on top of each other. Turn this bottom hand down. Top arm reaching up high. We're going to slide the body up. Roll onto both sit bones. And then slowly slide back down. One more time for good luck. Return over to the other side. Tummy muscles are holding you for balance. Use this finger if you want to. And breathe out to lift the legs. hold at the top. Top leg rolls forward, bottom leg rolls back. And switch, don't lose the circle. Feet level with each other, bottom hand turning around, and here we go with the lifts. You can lower the feet down, take the circle from the ankles. You can turn onto your tummy, still using the circle. Place the circle's one handle on the floor, both hands come up on the top. Try to keep both hands at the top handle. If that is a bit intense over your shoulders, you're welcome to hold on to the sides of the circle instead. Now breathe out and allow the head and chest to just melt down. Try to broaden out your shoulders. On your in-breath, extend the spine. Aim your chest bone past the handle. Try to aim your chest bone up the wall in front. And breathe out, sinking all the way down. Now this next one, try not to poke your ribs into the mat. Breathing in, holding onto your ribs. And exhale, sinking down. It's more about the extension, the lengthening of your spine than what it is about the lifting. So focus on trying to make your spine become longer. You should by now feel like your head could almost go inside of the circle. We hold it here. If you feel your lower back, rather let your chest sink down a little bit. Now tighten your thighs. Wrap the tummy muscles tighter. Lift your feet and knees and kick as if you're swung forward. And exhale, let it all just sink down. Let your right hand take hold of the circle, bend the right leg in. Place the circle around your ankle. And pull it in close. As you breathe in, push your foot against the circle, lifting the head and the chest. And exhale to sink down. We switch sides. Other hand, other leg. You can release the foot from the circle. Place your hands right under your shoulders. Lift the body all the way up. Push the body back. Sink your chest down. See how heavy your sit bones can be in between your heels. And just breathe out to let the body sink. That is it for today. Well done. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications. I've got new classes uploaded every week. Like
like this video, share it with a friend. I'll see you on the mat in the next session.